Well, we're going to try this again. Sorry about that. I've turned off my camera because it's just not... It doesn't matter if you can see my face or not. I just thought it would be fun for a while, but it's unimportant. We're going to go ahead and jump back in here. Power outages being what they are, they're a massive pain in the ass. Oh, look at that. Crash the desktop. Verify these files real quick. So, blank screen. Sorry about that. I'm put it over on a quick break. I'm still here, but Star Citizen itself is verifying. Had to crash the desktop. I had already verified the files once I got back on. Once the computer was all set and ready to go and back on the network because I'm having network issues due to the storm. So here we are. All right, let's try that again. Launching the game. Like I crashed directly to desktop. You guys witnessed it firsthand, so it does happen from time to time. It is that is not a computer issue. That is actually a Star Citizen issue, and we have these regularly. People are like, "Oh, you crashed the desktop again, huh?" Yeah, crashed the desktop, dude. So here we are, getting back into the verse. This is an incredible chunk of technology that Chris Roberts and CIG, Cloud Imperium Games, have literally created in the pursuit of a AAA title called Squadron 42. I would love to play Squadron 42. Now, that would be great. I backed the game for Squadron 42. I wanted to play it. I backed for Squadron 42 and ended up falling in love with and loving Star Citizen. Here we go. Jumping in. Let's see if it crashes the desktop yet again, or if my persistence has saved my butt and I'm floating outside of Bikini Point with a full load in my C2. Like I want it to be. Checking my FPS performance right now. And according to my Ryzen Master, immediately upon logging in, I'm at over 100 FPS. Okay, where am I at? There's OM4. There's Bikini Point right there. I didn't get close apparently. It didn't register my jump. I lost network.
Quantum travel engaged. Quantum travel complete.
Gotta love persistence, man. It pushed me out to a safe distance away from the station. 104 FPS, 100 FPS, 99 FPS. I think I found the proper settings and tweaks for my AMD-based system. If you're part of One Nut Supreme's server, I posted it in hardware. There's a hardware channel we have that we talk about hardware setups and, you know, new things, old things, shit like that. And that is literally the thing I went through. I still, to this day, even now, with, you know, I'm pushing 100 plus FPS at Bikini Point. Hold on one second. Shit. Let's see. Target I don't know how to. Okay, 1 sec. Let's see if did I screw this up by not activating voice command, voice attack? We'll see. Request landing. Request landing. Request landing. Is it
requesting docking clearance?
Thank you.
Yes. Holy crap, it worked. Okay. So usually when you go ahead and start a program that works inside of Star Citizen, used to be, if you didn't have it started before the game started and you started it up after the game started, it wouldn't work at all. Well, I forgot to start voice attack because I restarted my system with all these crashes. I just said, no, I'm going to restart the system, which I did. And I forgot to start voice attack, so I jumped out real quick into Windows just now, and I ran voice attack as administrator. You have to run anything you run in the background as administrator, or it doesn't work. There's another one that's kind of screwy. Hang on. Let's reboot that. Get that rebooted. There we go. Okay, so... yeah, let me check it. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, so my Stream Deck is not connected properly. Oh. Deploy landing gear.
Deploy landing gear.
We have been forced to assign your landing zone to another customer.
You are kidding me.
Landing gear down.
Yep. Request landing.
Requesting landing pad.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
Now I have to wait for a gateway to pop. That wreckage, or is that somebody's cargo? I think that's wreckage. Yep. Request landing.
Request done.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
I'm waiting for a gateway.
Sleep. Those little slices of death. How I
Request
loathe
landing.
them. Contacting starport control.
There we go. Finally got a gateway. That is cargo, guys. God knows what kind of cargo, but that is cargo. Activate VTOL.
Activating that now.
Landing complete. Engines off.
Yay, my helmet rendered back in. Now I can take it off and then drink. Okay, so I should have another mission still in my queue from earlier. 2 crashes ago, 2 system crashes. My system, because of a power outage, crashed. So, yay. This is my first one. The other one's going to take me to Mick L2, I believe, to pick up, and then I've got to go to Port Tressler and one other place to deliver, and then I'm on my way back to Crusader to start the loop again. ask me why, but I'm fairly certain that all this damage is this cosmetic bullshit still from that salvage patch way back when, so that it would encourage people to do hand repairs. There is no actual damage to my ship. The pistons and the whole back gate look like they're about to fucking fall off. I mean, look at this shit. It's all beat up and damaged, and it's actually not. There's nothing to repair on my ship. When I go into the, if it functions, when I go into the landing surfaces, there's nothing to repair. And then when I did get some damage, because I ran into a piece of debris, an invisible piece of debris, I should say, in space, and I saw my shields flash, and I saw some red pop up on my hull. When I landed at the next landing pad and I had landing services, I did a full repair. Like, you know, just repair. You would go repair, rearm, restock, refuel, whatever the need be. I did the repair part, and it did nothing to this cosmetic stuff. All the damage to the ship, all the red registered on the ship was repaired. There was, okay, so there's nothing in here, as you can see. Nothing. Yesterday, it told me I was 2 SCU short. I know I picked up 100% of everything at the station. I know I put 100% of everything in the lifts. Close comms.
Com link closed.
And then I delivered it to the downstairs, you know, to the warehouse, and it said I was 2 SCU short. So I went to buy 2 SCU of aluminum, because all it is freaking aluminum. And I couldn't get it out of the elevator for the mining facility on the planetary surface, on the moon surface, I should say, not planetary surface. It wouldn't. There was an error in the console. I couldn't bring anything up. It kept looping. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. All right, everything should be there. Everything should be there. So. $90 SCU. You see that right there? $90 SCU. Contract completed. How miraculous. Let's check and see. Next contract. I should have 2 more. I have a mercenary and I have a hauling. Okay, my hauling pickup is at Long Forest Station, McL2. I'm going to drop off at Everest Harbor and Port T. So I'll fly to McL2, I think. Let's look at our map. So McL2 is over here. No, that's a Terra jump point. Hurston. I want to say this area is, that's McL5. L2 is over here somewhere. Microsuck. McL1. Mark L3. L5. Oh, well, it would help if I looked at tracked objectives. No tracked objectives. Well, there you go. So let's go ahead and track the objective, right? Track. Go back to the map. Let's see. I want to check what my best route's going to be. So zoom out till I can see some yellow boxes. The jump point. not going there. Okay, so that's another jump point. Pick L5, Arc L4, through L3, Arc L2. Here it is. That's a pyro jump point. Shite. Now, I do not like the new map, Sam. I am. I do not like it. Crew L4, crew L3, crew her L1. Crew L4, Arc L5, make L3 way the fuck out there. L5, Arc L4. The hell, dude? Mick L2. There it is. Right off of Microtech. So yeah, I'll do Microtech, we'll go to Port Tressler, then Everest Harbor, and then back. Or I'll see what I can pick up at Everest Harbor as far as freight goes. See if there's anything available for me to quote-unquote pick up. I selected top deck, you dumbass. I selected top deck, not bottom deck. I love this game. So I'm going to have to split the load. It's going to be 100 SCU total, but I'm going to have to split the load 51 and 49. Yeah, that's a new visual bug.
Engines on.
Let's see if I have port services. I do not. Request departure.
I will assist you, Master.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Is obstructed by the planet, but it let me route it anyway. Yeah, I mean, there's a level of realism here that's good, but there's also a level of realism that's kind of stupid. And this is one of them. I'm going to step away while we're flying over to Microsoft, or Microtech, Microsoft, and, well, not very far from the truth. And I'm going to get some coffee, and I will be right back. So I'm going to leave the stream running while you guys can watch, and I'm going to go to the kitchen and grab a cup of coffee. Alrighty then. I am back. So, sorry about that. I had to get some other stuff prepped while I was about it. Wait a second. Let's make... Is it L2A? Yeah, it's L2A. I believe that has the station. Try not to hang out in this part of space very often, Microsoft. Now, I did think about, I am thinking about, I shouldn't say did, I am considering on the next patch making my home at Microtech. There it is. Making my home at Microtech and living there for a while to see how it is, because I used to, long ago, live at Microtech. I mean, a long time ago. Like, Jesus, 10 patches ago? Yeah. 11 patches ago? 10? Something like that. And just found that the bounties were kind of stale, and the gameplay loop in that area was just really boring. But, you know, with persistent hangers and stuff like that, I don't know. I like Orison. I love Orison. I've kind of fallen in love with Orison. I'm a Crusader fanboy anyway, and that's Crusader's home kind of deal, you know? I don't know how this station is set up, but I think, yeah, it is set up. It's a ring. I'm at the refinery side of things. I'm flying over the refinery right now. I'm going to end up with see, this is, I'm looking top down at it. I can tell by the decks on the hangar entrances down there. You have the decks extending out. You can see the little lines leading in. I'm going to get close. The last time I came here, the one that I'm pointed at, the hangar instance that I'm pointing at, or door, I should say, that I'm pointing at, was the one I was given. So I'm going to try to be close before I request. All right. Request landing.
Seeking permissions.
Ha. They gave it to me again. Same one. Deploy landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
Activate VTOL.
Activating that now.
I also took an opportunity. The reason why it took me a little bit longer to get a cup of coffee than normal, I took the opportunity to prep my ribeye. I have a subscription to Butcher Box, and right now, with this subscription, I get 2 free ribeyes a month, grass-fed ribeyes, free with my box. I pay $169 for my box. It's a custom box. I don't go with their pre-catered boxes. I pick my stuff. And I get stuff like hot wing segments, and I get chicken breast, and this time I'm getting free bacon and a free ground beef, and I got 2 for 1 price on hamburger patties. All the beef is grass-fed. All the pork is, all the stuff is really top-notch grass-fed, free range. They're farmer to butcher box kind of deal. Let's see, do I have landing services? I do. 1 Alpha UEC of damage to the ship, and that back end doesn't look like just 1. So butcher box, yeah, I can't say, I can't praise it enough. Literally, way cheaper than the grocery store, and way more convenient. And the quality is, I mean, for grass-fed beef, sourced from farmers, local farmers. It is packaged and shipped by them. I get like Italian sausage for my spaghetti or whatever pasta dish I like. I love sweet Italian sausage. That's just my jam. A lot of people like meatballs. I like sausage. I get ground beef, 2 pounds of ground beef every month. There's some regulars that I get, but this year, I was awarded, quote unquote, 2 free ribeyes a box. And normally that would take up one of my cut choices, and I'd only get 2 ribeyes for a month, but I get them for free. I don't have to pay for them. They're not part of the cost. I'm not being charged for the 2 free ribeyes. So winning me, I'm having steak, long and the short. And I love a ribeye. Ribeye is one of my favorite cuts of meat. Actually rather fond of a porterhouse, but that's just a fillet in a New York strip with a bone in the middle, and the bone is what brings flavor to the party, as you guys probably know. And if you're not a meat eater, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to be rude or insulting, but I am an unabashed carnivore, and I will talk about eating meat, and you can boycott my channel. I don't give a crap. I mean, you're a vegan or a vegetarian, and you're allowed to have your moral standpoint and do what you want to do, and that's awesome. So boycott me. I don't give a shit. I eat things that have faces. Yes, I eat things that have faces. I mean, technically though, does fish have a face? I guess it does. I mean, it's got eyes, it's got lips. I guess it's got a face. But that's one of the things I heard from a vegan one time. I was at a restaurant. There was a vegan who was like literally there protesting, quote unquote. This is in Texas. I mean, the stupidest place for a vegan to protest is like Texas. And came in and said, "You guys are so much. You're such animals. You eat things with faces." And I just kind of laughed. I was like, pretty much. It's not untrue, but, it is what it is. Everybody's got their moral and philosophical standpoints, and I have mine. I'm a meat eater. But I don't force my viewpoint on other people. It just happened to be a topic of conversation. Why I was taking so long to get coffee. I was prepping my dinner. Now, could I have said I was prepping my dinner? Yes, but I'm actually very proud of the deal I got from Butcher Box, and I wanted to talk about it. So, suck it. I just don't get it. If you don't want to eat meat, that's your choice. Don't force your philosophical and moral viewpoints on me. If you want to boycott my channel, I don't give a shit. Go ahead. What? Oh, wow, I'm going to lose one of my 160 fucking subscribers. Right. See ya. Bye. No impact whatsoever. None. Is this what Ripley felt like in Aliens 2? Get away from her, you bitch. That was a great movie. Aliens, not Aliens 2, Aliens, plural. Lower. So I have 12 at 8 SCU. I have 1 at 2 SCU. And I have 2 at 1 SCU. Okay, so math works. So I just have to split it so that some can be dropped at port T, some can be dropped at Some can be dropped at Everest. Some can be dropped at Port T. I'll do Port T because it's right here. Then I'll go to Everest Harbor. I gotta say, I kind of like the ATLS. I just don't like the bugs that I'm finding with the cargo elevators, cargo refractor, if you will. Like, if I'm standing here, I can't target those. You see that? They're not highlighted. They're not highlighted. Why? I have to walk forward into the elevator. And I have to walk to this point in order to zip it out. I'm going to put it right about there. And I have to take 3 steps forward to get my cursor to lock back on. No, more than that. I got to get like right on top of this shit. What is up with this? That's not very conducive. There we go. Zip that out there. Probably more off to the side, but don't care. That's slightly annoying. Only slightly. I can't see because the box is so large. I got to get it out. That's tedious. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, look, I can lock onto it now. There's like that little white line right there. When I cross it, I can lock onto something. It's stupid. But when I'm standing at the ship and offloading, I can fly. You've seen me do it if you watched an earlier stream. I'm literally slinging boxes from the top of my ramp into the cargo elevator, and I don't have to move from the ship except to go send the boxes downstairs. You know, I'll show you when I get to my first offload point and my second offload point. It'll be the same, but Genie Point and Everest Harbor. I'll stand at the top of the ramp, I'll grab boxes, and I'll sling them into the cargo elevator, and that's where they'll go. and they'll stay, and they'll lock in, and then I'll be able to, damn, 160 FPS. Nice. Just kind of looked over and saw my FPS counter. I'll just stand there and offload the ship. But for some reason, the way they instance the cargo elevator right now, when the stuff is brought up, it's not actually linked directly to the instance of the hangar. And the hangar ends, I'll say, watch the gun on my right. Watch the tractor beam. You see that white line on the floor? I'm going to cross that white line. When I cross that white line, I will be in the instance of the cargo elevator and able to lock onto that. And you'll see my tractor kind of twitch to the right as it's reacquiring. Did you see it twitch to the right as it was reacquiring? And then all of a sudden my cursor on my box turned green. From nothing to all of a sudden I've got a green cursor on it. Not a green cursor, but a green outline saying it's a valid target. So here I am. Let's just experiment for science. Okay, I'm directly in front of it. Cursor is on it. It should be green highlighted. Walk forward. I cross that white line right there. And the second I cross it, there it goes. Now it's green. It's flipping ridiculous. Then I got to walk back out here where the box is above my eye line so I can see where I'm going, because it targets with my head tracking, believe it or not. So if you're using head tracking to do this, it's basically where you're looking. It gives a sightline position on that pip, wherever you're looking. Wherever you put the center dot, that's where it's going to land. It's a little awkward. It takes some getting used to. And if you use head tracking at all, not Tobii eye tracking, I'm talking about head track IR or something similar that mounts on your headset or your hat, it is very, you know if you've used it, very, very slight muscle movements will move your cursor and your point of view. Very slight. It doesn't take much to do this. I literally am moving my head millimeters. You have to have good control of your neck muscles. Last one. Then I can go to the ship and load. So I gotta split it 51 to Everest and 49 to Port Tress. So 48 is 6 and 1 is 49. So I'll do, I'll put the Everest Harbor in the back, and I'll put the Port Tressler in the front. So these are 8 SCU boxes. 8 times 6 is 48. So I'll do 6, and then a small box and a 2 SCU box. That would be 48, 49, 50, 51, right? 3 SCU additional. So this is where it gets to be a pain in the ass. I can't see past this fucking box. I'm trying, guys. I really am. So once I got it lined up like that, it should be a little easier if I stand sideways. It's snapping me to the grid. It's frustrating. Oh, this shit again. Okay. You. Little bit finer control with the rifle. I'm just moving my odd SCU boxes in because I need to do the 3 SCUs in addition to the 6. Those are the 3 right there. Then once I get 4 more boxes loaded in for the Everest Harbor load, I can move those 3 to the back and then focus in on getting in my 48 or 49 SCU, I should say, for Port T, and that's going to be my first destination is Port T, so I'll put it in the back so I can offload it first. Load it last so you can offload first. It's just like a semi-truck. I mean, yes, I could open the front of the C2 and put it in a different freight elevator, which I probably will do when I get to Port T. Or Port E, I should say. Everest Harbor, not Port E. Dumbass. Don's a dumbass sometimes. Yes, that's my name. If you didn't know that, it's Don. My parents had a sense of humor. I grew up in an era where Donald Duck and Ronald McDonald were common childhood characters. This Atlas suit is kind of buggy. So if you have it in your inventory a lot, or if you have it out for a while, it stops being able to target stuff effectively. And you're just now going to see me be like anally Tetris here, where I'm going to start double stacking stuff and saving as much space as possible. Because pretty soon I'm going to graduate from medium cargo hauls to large cargo hauls, and I'm going to have to stack everything, and that means I'm seeing the future of gameplay with this is not so much a solo, but a team effort. One guy in an Atlas, another guy with a max lift cargo rifle, or another Atlas actually. And one dude slings it at the back and the other dude loads it, or dudette, whatever. I mean, not trying to be sexist. I'm just, dude is a generic pronoun that we used in my generation. And you're just going to have to suck it. That's 4. This is very awkward head position, but I got it. That worked. I literally had my head turned sideways to do that. Okay, so that's 48 SCU. 6 times 8, 48. 246, yep. Let's grab these. Now I have to do these with the rifle. Seems like when stuff is snapped to the grid in this instance, unless you leave the I could leave the ship. Let me try this. This for science. I'm going to leave the ship, walk to the cargo elevator, walk back to the ship, and see if it re-instances me. Because remember, across the cargo elevator, that white line, you're in a different instance, it's like. So maybe if I instance out and I come back, I can actually target those on the grid. Because they're new boxes to me. New instance. So I can target anything down here. Right there. I can target everything. It turns green. Sorry about that. I'm drinking very hot coffee and monitoring my chat on my phone. I have a conversation going on with a friend of mine who's at work today. I took today off, so I cross the instance. Let's cross back and see what it does. See? Left the channel. Now I'm back. Let's see what it does. So all of these are still green. And if it didn't do anything, it was for science. It, taught me, yeah, no, you got to just get out and use your tractor rifle or your tractor gun. Your Pyro multi-tool or your max lift tractor rifle. Nope. See? No green highlight. No green highlight. Nope, nope, no. All right. Works. I can work in that constraint. Okay, that is 51 SCU right there. 48, 49, 50, 51. The next is for Port Poly, or Port Tressler, I'm sorry. Tressler, which is right above Microtech, which is right nearby. That'll be my first load off. So I'm going to throw it on the back grid here. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Put the Atlas back in its little spot that I like to use. I know it's technically not an Atlas, but ATLS is the initials for it. So hey Mons, I'm sorry if I missed your chat earlier. I was in the middle of loading cargo. If you're watching, this is pretty tedious stuff, but hello Mons in the chat. But the Atlas is ATLS is actually got a lot of bugs I think they need to work out, particularly the targeting issues. Freight elevator instances on the cargo refractor need to be fixed because you have to cross a demarcation line in order for the freight that's brought up from the warehouse to be in your instance, or you are in its instance, I should say. And then, you know, when you get it loading, if you're using head tracking, is a real pain in the neck. No pun intended. It's an actual pain in the neck because you have to convolute your head and twist it and, you know, kind of maneuver it so that your cursor goes exactly where you want the box. And sometimes you can't see what you're doing because the box is flat in front of your face. So can there be some improvements? Absolutely. Let's get in the seat. Come on. Hello. There we go. Another visual bug. Yeah, there we go. Request departure.
Affirmative. Stand by.
Launch complete.
Retract landing gear.
Landing modules retracted.
Now I'm going to back out. Okay, pretty dead level. Do this, start slowly. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not too fast. Not too fast. Now it's fully open. Back it out. We're going to go to port T first. Going to be pointed back towards the sun because microsoc is between us and the sun. I overshot it. Oh, all right. It's in this general direction. Get on my map. And set up my delivery route. There's Microtech right there. So I'm going to go to Port Tressler first. And then I'm going to go to Everest Harbor. And then I'll pick up another freight. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is the kind of stuff that I did probably 4 patches ago. I was buying my own commodities and selling probably about 4 patches ago. 3.2. I was doing a lot of freight hauling because of the all the new implemented stuff. Nothing was really working well, so I was doing freight hauling to just kind of keep myself from being bored. I did a lot of mining at that time too. But, you know, mining and cargo hauling and stuff like that, as long as you're not in the traffic lanes and carrying the high level commodities that everybody wants, like Quantanium and stuff like that, they don't give a shit. They really don't bother you, or at least not to my experience. And when I do get interdicted, I just truck on. I turn my shields on. I use my thrusters. I get out of the way. I get out of the interdiction sphere. I immediately flip my quantum on. And because this little big C2 can outrun a Mantis very quickly, especially if they're coming at you or they're parked and you blow past them. When I get the quantum alarm, I literally slam my throttle all the way forward and rock and roll. Bob's your uncle. When I come out of quantum, when I'm yanked out of quantum, I am like flying at maximum speed. I am literally going as fast as I possibly can. And then I turn my quantum mode off, get my shields up, because if you do that, shields are instantly on. Oh, hold on. I got to get my MFD fixed because, yes. Not target status, self status. So, show you what I mean. Let's go over here. Make this, I'll leave that target status. I'll make this comms over here. Just so it's not obtrusive. Okay, power, okay. So, quantum. Your shields don't drop immediately, but they drop, right? But you're in quantum mode. You get interdicted. Blah blah blah. You're going at maximum speed. Drop out of quantum mode. Your shields come right back up. Balance shields.
Equalizing now.
You. That was from the last time I got interdicted. I had to switch some shields around. But anyway, it's not as fast as I'd like. It's not instantaneous, but it's not slow either. Let's see. Do microtech flip. Gotta find.
I became insane, with long intervals of horrible sanity.
Microtech flip. This not unlike the Crusader flip. You just use the main city because you can target it quantum anywhere from any side of the planet. You don't have to hunt around for an outer marker. You can just fly to the city. When you come out at the quantum point, flip your ship over, point it directly at the station above the city. They're usually like directly above or right above and to the side of. Flip it around, point right at the station. Your quantum small, boom, you're gone. It takes less time than sitting there hunting around for a quantum marker. We learned that trick a few patches ago before they adjusted the altitude. No, I love Starfield, but it sucked as far as their instancing goes. Okay, this is a question Michael Hunter asks. I'm guessing Starfield is a dirty word around here, but is this more space sim version of it without the story? Yes, it is. This is not. No, it isn't actually. Let me be very specific. Played Starfield. I played it all the way through 10 times. I maxed it out, right? So I'm doing my flip right now. There's the station. Sorry. Talking and flying at the same time. There's the station. Here's the flip. I'm already quantuming up. So this is a space sim. Starfield is a progressive story, and it has procedurally generated instances of planets, travel, combat, etc. And the ships are extremely modular. They're like space Legos, right? Where Starfield is 100% story driven, while you can adventure around in the universe that they have, you have a limited number of systems you can go to. Granted, they're procedurally generated. Granted, there's a ton of loading screens. Granted, but it is primarily story driven. Star Citizen is not story driven. It is an open world, open universe in the future, space sim, where you can pick and choose your profession. The ships are pre-made. You can modify the loadouts. You can modify the items in the ships, such as the drives, the shield generators, the coolers, the power plants, the weapons, the missiles. All of that can be modified and changed out. And there are several different ways of rigging up your ship, as it were. Whoa, I think I'm upside down. I am upside down. Let's do this. Put the brakes on. So this is nothing like Starfield as far as flying. Starfield is all mouse and keyboard. This game actually benefits more from HOTAS, hand on throttle and stick, or HOSAS, hand on stick and stick, which is what I play. Starfield is very awkward. You can do mouse and keyboard flight in Star Citizen. It's a lot more complicated because there's so many more controls. Like you have, if you want to do if you want to launch countermeasures, You have to hit a specific key, and while you're trying to maneuver with your fingers, trying to launch your WASD, trying to launch countermeasures is kind of awkward. So having sticks or stick and throttle is much better for flight control because you can map the buttons to do all of that stuff, and your fingers are only thing moving, not your hands on a keyboard. The ships are not Lego-like. They are literally pre-built. They have their own specifications. They can do certain things, like the one I'm flying is called a C2. It's a cargo hauler. It hauls probably the most sub-capital cargo in the game. It's 696 SCU, which is pretty large in the grand scheme of things. The average is about 200. Average for the mediums. This is a large. Request landing. Sorry, I'm talking
Docking
about.
request code sent.
Let's see where they send me.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay, there it is. This is very much a sim. This is not a story-driven game. There is a couple of events that are story-driven into the lore, but this game is actually going to be the MMO extension of a AAA game being released called Squadron 42. Now, Squadron 42 is going to be what Starfield is. It's going to be story-driven. You have a specific storyline to follow. There are missions to complete. You are in the military during a war against a faction. If I'm not mistaken, it's against the Vanduul. If I'm not mistaken, that's one of the alien factions, and you are going to go through a hundreds plus hour storyline, but you're going to fly the ships that are in this game. You're going to have the same mechanics. It's going to do all that. It's going to be 100% story driven, much like Starfield was, or is, I should say. I like Starfield. It was fun. It was really an enjoyable experience. The story was extremely well written. I will not say bad things about Starfield, except for the fact that it's extremely limited. It's bracketed and constrained by its lore and its story. You do the same thing over and over again in different flavors and varieties. You're the bad guy, you're the good guy. You know, multiverse. It's really a neat concept. It's really cool. Deploy landing gear. It's out. Okay. Yep. So Starfield is not a bad word. In fact, oh crap, I gotta hustle. Yeah, you're gonna close the door on me. Not if I get inside the hangar first. Ha ha. Suck it. All right, there we go. My instance is, I am now inside the instance of the hangar, so I'm safe. I won't get smacked or crushed. So, in this particular case, come on, dude. Seriously, nose heavy. In this particular case, if I'm in Starfield, this is my view. I'm flying in third person, right? Starfield is nearly 100% more effective in combat in third person, and general navigation in third person, or it was for me. And it has very limited and constrained first person combat, right? Mouse and keyboard, very, very weird and twitchy, and similar concepts. It was, for me, it was weird and twitchy because I'm just a mouse. I'm not a mouse and keyboard guy. Never have been. I mean, not for 30 years. But anyway, this is long of the short. It's a very long explanation because I had to qualify the differences. This is nothing like Starfield. This is Starfield what it could have been if Bethesda actually gave a shit and really developed the game. They could have made a procedurally generated game that had no loading screens. Every time you jump into your gravity drive ship and you fly to a planet, you transit to a planet, that is a procedural loading screen. You see your ship fly off and poof, you get that tunnel and stuff. That's a loading screen. There is no loading screen in this game. This game is continually generated as you fly. That quantum field that I'm in, that is not a loading screen. You can track my progress in another ship across the verse. If you have my marker, you can actually watch me moving across the verse. I am being instanced as I travel across this system. When we get new systems, the only time we're going to have transits And it's not even going to be a loading screen. It's literally going to be a transfer from server A to server B. It's a transfer screen is when we go through wormholes, because they're not going to have different systems living on the same server cluster. The system A is going to live on server cluster A. System B is going to live on server cluster B, etc., etc. In Starfield, one player. That's it. You're done. It's a single-player game. In this, there are currently, if I go into my Moby Glass and I check chats, where's comms? Are there? Global chat. There are currently all of these players right now. I think there's something like 80 plus 90 players in here. All of these people I can interact with. I can play the game with. I can fight. If I want to, I can engage in PvP. We can cooperatively engage in PvE. This is a sandbox. It's literally an open world. So, no, it's not the same. The conceptual stuff is pretty similar. Space, quantum drives, you know, gravity drives, whatever the case may be, wormholes. But you scratch the surface, all space games are the same. Let's just be honest. This one is completely different in that it's a complete sim. I have to eat and drink right now. If you look at my bottom left corner, I have 87% hydration. I've got to drink something, so I'm going to take my helmet off. And this drink right here gives you food and drink simultaneously. It's hypertropic and hypometabolic. It feeds you and hydrates you simultaneously. That's why I consume it as my player. It means I don't have to carry food and drink at the same time. I can carry a bottle. It does my hydration and my food, and it makes me less hungry and less prone to dehydrating for longer. So it has its own little how shall I say, it has its own little, there's a word I'm looking for. Effects. That's the word I was looking for. They have their own effects. Each different type of drink has its own effects. Some of them have metabolism boosting. Some of them are hypertropic and hypometabolic. Hypertropic and hypometabolic just means I'm less prone to get thirsty, I'm less prone to get hungry. It slows my metabolism down. It fills me up, and I'm done. So we call it, jokingly, lovingly, corpse in a bottle. Because it is literally liquefied food. But no, this is not Starfield. Squadron 42, if you're more into the story-driven games, I would recommend you wait until Squadron 42 comes out, but you would not be you would be at a major disadvantage because you'd have to learn everything from scratch. If you come in to play in Star Citizen, which has a very low entry point, I believe it's $45 is the smallest package. If I'm not mistaken, it could be more. It's been a while since I bought a starter package. You buy the starter package, you can get it with Squadron 42 access, which means you can have access to Star Citizen now, and then when Squadron 42 releases, you have Squadron 42 to play. That's what I did. So Squadron 42 is going to use the same mechanics, same ships, same everything that Star Citizen does. Star Citizen is the test sandbox for the technology for the AAA game. It's just a happy outgrowth. And they realized, oh my gosh, you know, people like this. They're also working right now on server meshing. They had a test not too long ago where they were trying to get upwards of 700 people. Our current limit is 100 people per server instance. They are looking at, they're testing the tech. They're trying to get it tested out for up to 700 people per server instance. And they had a relatively successful test, from what I'm to understand. And one day, it's going to be everybody is able to compete, play, interact, have fun with, etc., each other, all at the same time. No matter where they're at, no matter where they're logging in from, they will be on the same instance as every other player in the game. So, thousands, if not millions, of people. Hey, come back here, you. Will be able to interact and play together in an MMO style game. And this is not a crafting game. You don't, well, not yet, anyway. They haven't implemented any kind of crafting. It's coming, I'm sure. I'm sure it's on its way. I'm sure that we're going to be, when we get bases, we're going to be gathering materials to manufacture guns and ammo and armor. And no, I'm not looking forward to that because I've played survival crafters. That is, it's a bit tedious. And you know, too, if you played Starfield, you make your own gun modifications, you armor modifications, you have to build the skills for it, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't want that. If I wanted that, I'd play Starfield. Or I'd play some other survival crafting game, you know? I'm not knocking Starfield at all. I loved it. I bought the premiere issue. I have the metal cred stick. I got the watch. I've got the box. I bought the collector's edition, essentially. I loved it. And I'm considering whether or not I want to play Shattered Space. You're going to find that a lot of people who play this game play a lot of different games too, because once you've done the new content loops, once you've tested it out like I'm doing right now, this is about the 4th day, and I'm about done with it. I'm about burned out, is what I'm saying. It gets tedious because it's just repetitious. That's all it is. You're just doing the same thing over and over again. There's no dynamic story. You make your own story. So, yes, it was a long-winded answer, but there's a lot of things to cover, and I want it to be very, very fair to both franchises. Starfield is a phenomenally well done, for what it is, game. It's an exceptionally well-crafted story. The systems, while primitive as compared to the systems in Star Citizen, are still good systems. There's nothing wrong with being able to modify and build up your ship in Starfield. Nothing. I didn't have a problem with it. I loved it. I had a lot of fun doing that. But the limitations of the game being what they are, you know, it's pretty much a linear story. You can make it non-linear as much as you want. You could break script as often as you like, and once you know where everything is, after your 3rd or 4th playthrough, you've memorized the locations of all these interesting things. You can go and do everything. You know, yeah, it's an interesting concept. I'm not knocking it. Starfield is its own beast. There is no comparison. It's apples and oranges. I mean, literally. I just got an alert. My butcher box is on its way. Awesome. Or they're sending it soon, I should say. So this should be 49 SCU being delivered to Port Tressler. That is correct. Drop it down. 49 SCU. I have a contract for 49 SCU here. I have 12 hours remaining on this, by the way. 12. So how this game drives itself as an MMO RPG is not unlike any other. You bring up your interaction interface. In this case, it's called a mobiGlas, and you go to your contracts area. Contracts give you the available contracts under offers all throughout the verse in this system. If I want to do bounty hunter stuff, there's bounty hunter stuff. If I want to do hauling, there's hauling missions. 94 hauling missions right now. Because I think I opened up, I believe I just opened up, hello, clickety click. Wow. There's junior, rookie, junior, rookie, junior, rookie. Only junior stuff. I can do the easy stuff, the rookie stuff. I can do junior stuff. I can go back and if I like the easy stuff, I can do easy stuff. If all I have is a small ship to haul small loads of cargo, I can do the junior stuff. With the medium ships, I can do the rookie stuff, the small stuff. Okay, that's literally 11 SCU. I can do that in one of the starter entry ships. Okay, that rookie is easy. Junior is more medium level. You're talking anywhere from 80 to 100 plus. I had one yesterday for 111 SCU. I'm trying to get myself into the next rank and see what those are like, because I've got a C2, and the C2 is, like I said earlier, the biggest hauler. You can race, you can do salvage. There's salvage missions. There's legal and illegal missions also. I should be very clear about that. You can do verified or legal missions. If I go to unverified, these are sketchy, illegal missions. So I can be a bad guy. I can salvage stuff and hide the crimes of the bad guys. I can deliver stuff, drugs, chemicals, whatever, and I can do mercenary jobs, which is I can go kill good guys, get a crime stat, and get really good rewards. As you can see, these are, I haven't even started these, and there's mission offers for 50K, mission offers for 34K, mission offers for 25K. Okay, so verified versus unverified, legal versus illegal. While there's a hell of a lot more legal in Styanton when Pyro comes live than non-verified missions, the unverified missions are going to be more common. You're going to have a bigger list, right? Delivery missions, these are not unlike hauling missions, except they're very small boxes. They're hand carry boxes. You're just a FedEx driver. You go pick up the boxes, you take them from point A to point B, you drop the boxes off. Search, you have to find something. You're looking for a data pad. You're looking for some personal effect. You're looking for something at these locations that they give you. I don't find them to be fun 99% of the time. They're bugged at this juncture, so I don't play them. Mercenaries are literally what they sound like. It's a merc work. You get, I can go do wildlife control. I can go down, fly down to a planet and kill certain species of wildlife on Microtech in this particular case, and collect up trophies or whatever I have to do to prove that I killed them, and collect a 5K bounty on them. Do illegal monitors in space, clear claim jumpers in space. So I'm a merc if I do that kind of stuff. Research, it's stupid. Literally, you go get a probe, you put it in your ship, you fly to a certain spot, you get out of your seat, you walk into your cargo area, and you tractor beam it into space. Done. It's stupid. It's a waste of time. It's so tedious. Some people might like it. Don't get me wrong. For me, it's a waste of time. Priority missions are where you want to pay attention. Okay? If there's a priority mission, in this particular case, there's a blockade going on. That means there will be players around Seraphim Station shooting incoming ships. They will attack incoming ships actively. They are not necessarily pirates. They are not necessarily just being bad guys. They are literally looking to fight. That's what they want. So they go to the blockade. They can go and they can attack other players and not get a crime stat if the comm array is down, and I believe the comm array is down around Crusader right now. So I'm avoiding Seraphim Station, even though Crusader planetary area is my home ground. I'm doing missions outside of that area. So understanding what you're looking at is helpful. Having somebody be your guide or your mentor when you start playing Star Citizen is extremely helpful. Some of us had to muddle through this on our own, and we died a lot, and we lost a lot, and we got killed a lot. But if you can make your transition into the game smooth and easy, I would recommend it. It's a gorgeous game. It's very beautiful. This is, in my opinion, and this is probably going to be a bit controversial for somebody who loves Starfield, this is better than Starfield as far as looks, overall execution, as well as rendering. The style is much better, in my opinion. I mean, you don't have elevators in Starfield. You got to do stairs or ladders or climb, jump and climb. They've got elevators in your ships in this game, dude. I mean, it's completely different. It is its own beast. This is a pre-made, pre-built starship called a Crusader Hercules Starlifter. It is the quote-unquote king of cargo. God, I hate that visual glitch. It's an alpha state game. What do you want? It's the king of cargo, undisputed king of cargo, in my opinion. at this point in time. So we're going to go to Everest Harbor, so I'm going to set up my route if I can. Everest is around Hurston. You get to memorize this kind of crap. You know, Bajini Point's at ArcCorp. Everest Harbor is at Hurston. Seraphim Station is at Crusader. Port Tressler is at Microtech. You learn these things. You start memorizing them just like you would in Starfield. Just like you would. Let's close that out. I'm talking now to my computer. Request departure.
I will obey.
Launch complete.
Retract landing gear.
Gear coming up.
So that's another thing. There's a program called Voice Attack, and I can verbally give it commands, and it will do things inside the game. I also use my Stream Deck. There's a program for Stream Deck that's laid out for specifically Star Citizen. Players are really into this game and simplifying the controls. I mean, this is almost as complicated.
Insane,
Yes?
with long intervals of horrible sanity.
That's my voice attack, by the way. The voice pack talks to me sometimes. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the fuck did I just clip? Hold on. I just clipped a door, I think. All right, I'm going to get a rear view here. Usually when I'm doing this, I can just look backwards. Let me get a rear view. What did I clip? Hold on, that doesn't look right. Okay. Situate myself. I clipped the wall, is what it looks like. Okay, get straightened out here. Yep. I'm not a pro. I mean, I make mistakes. I fly into shit just like anybody else. I usually try to back these things out because it's a lot easier than trying to turn it around inside the hangar there. Yeah, there we go. I got it clear. Deactivate VTOL.
You exceeded your
Yes, my commander.
Return your ship to storage.
Thank you.
Please use it again.
I'm flying towards the sun because Hurston is closer to the primary, the solar primary in this system. Activate that. There's Hurston. Quantum it up. Activate jump on my mark.
Thank you.
Please use it again.
Initiate jump on my mark.
As you wish.
Quantum travel engaged.
There we go. See? So, voice attack. Really, really clever tool to have. I love HCS voice packs with voice attack. They have voice actors that do the voices. In this particular case, it's Kevin Urban.
Cancel it.
Thank you. It's Kevin Urban who
That is
does
correct, Commander.
he does the voice of Darth Vader for the Star Wars animated series, among other things. He's done several voice packs for HCS, including one for game is right on the tip of my tongue, Helldivers. He did one for Elite Dangerous. He did this one. He did several. I have one with Brian Blessed, the guy who played the King of the Hawkmen in the Flash Gordon movie. I don't know if you know that, but I have his voice pack. I have Brent Spiner, the voice of Data. Data, literally. Let's see. Crew command roster. Vasco. Assign all stations. Okay, no, it's not going to work. That is all.
Affirmative. Crew assigned.
So I could switch it, but I'm not going to right now. It's giving me a little bit of an error. There is some lag issue sometimes because the system is doing so much at once, but voice attack is very, 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 very easy for me. It takes a lot of the controls that I need to worry about on my fingers. If I'm in the middle of combat, I can yell something at the computer. It will do it. you know, like maximum power to shields, maximum power to thrusters, maximum power to weapons, whatever I want. I can yell that out. I can and concentrate on combat and maneuvering. It does help because I can do shield facings verbally, and the instances of it not responding quickly enough is very low, not even high enough for me to say it's not worth the money. So voice attack is a good tool to have, in my opinion. And then I use offline. I'm going to turn my head tracking off for a second because I'm coughing and drinking coffee at the same time while we're just flying. So the Stream Deck, I utilize that for more doing manual management of stuff that, you know, just really quickly I want to pop a decoy, you know, or a countermeasure. I literally just flick it with my finger. It's right in front of my stick. I push it with my finger, and that's literally like just a button control, immediately accessible. So I'm going to turn this back on. We're getting close into her. Oh, we're 5 million out yet. Never mind. So right now, the difference between Starfield and Star Citizen is one of this right here. I am being rendered across the star system, and the star system is rendering around me as I'm progressing. There's an effect, a tunnel effect around my ship. It's a tunnel effect, but that sun is the same sun that I was looking at when I was at Microtech, and it's moving. As I'm rendering across the map, it's moving my relative position to the sun, which is a standard set position, right? So if you're looking also forward at the planet you're flying towards, that's getting larger and larger because you're getting closer and closer. That thing is rendered in its own instance. So I'm not using, there's no loading screens at all. None. Huge advantage over Starfield, in my opinion. So we're going to do the flip. There's the Orville. Got to wait for your quantum drive to cool down. It's usually pretty quick. Just depends on the kind of quantum drive you have. And we'll have people popping in and out during the day as I'm streaming and whatnot. It's okay. And I don't even know if Michael Hunter's still there listening, or if I'm just talking bullshit out of my ass about Starfield versus Star Citizen. But, oh, I have no crime stat. Look at that. Why am I shocked? You guys can't see my HUD, my helmet HUD, but if you, I had no crime stat showing up. I think it disappeared. Okay. There it is. No crime stat. Lower right, lower left corner. I have no crime stat. I'm not a criminal. Yay. Big surprise.
Quantum travel complete.
Anyway, I chatter inanely. I'm an older guy. My birthday was yesterday. I am closer to 60 than I am to 40. I'll just put it that way. And I've been gaming a very long time, hence the word, hence the name of the channel, Old Salt. I am a retired Navy guy. A lot of years in the Navy, and I'm a sailor. I was born, raised, and lived on or around the ocean my entire life. Oh, okay, I'm just making sure you're still there, because I'm not sure if you are or not. So if I ramble, you can course correct me by saying something. You know, I saw you say I'm listening. I do see my chat. It is in my peripheral vision. The magic here, in my opinion, is going to really occur after Star Citizen is in its beta state and they're at the final polish of Squadron 42, because they're going to advertise Star Citizen at the completion of Squadron 42. Somebody buys the AAA game, Squadron 42. They play it storyline all the way through. When you complete it, if you don't already know about it, you'll be told about the MMO is set in the Squadron 42 universe, that is Star Citizen. Now, the premise behind Star Citizen is, in the future and even right now, you are a veteran of Squadron 42. You did your time. You are a military veteran. You are a citizen. You have full rights. And that way it's kind of like Starship Troopers. You had to do military service in order to get citizenship. You have access to armor, weapons, spaceships you can buy. used. All of the spaceships are used. They're not new. They're used military spacecraft. Every one of them, with very few exceptions. I'm going to talk to the computer now. Request landing.
Request sent.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
I don't. There it is. Gateway there. Oh, God, I called it. What do you know? Got lucky. Deploy landing gear.
Lowering gear.
I'm going to scoot up real close. So, you're actually a military veteran. You were... I got to speed up a little bit.
Landing gear up.
Activate VTOL.
No thinking being activating that now. At some luminous point of his life of thought, has not felt himself lost amid the surges of futile.
So you're a military veteran. You're a citizen. You have full rights to fly and pilot military or surplus military aircraft that have been stripped down for civilian use. They have weapons, just not military. They're not military loadouts. And you have armor, access to guns. You can carry them around. Most citizens do not. Okay, so if you walk into a station, I'll walk through the station real quick just to give you an example. And right now there are no people playing just citizens because everybody playing Star Citizen is a quote-unquote veteran. Every player has fought in the war that preceded this story here, this instance here. So there's a story behind the MMO. That's where it's going. Let me see what I got to do here. I got to repair, refuel, and rearm. A little bit of damage. We'll need a little bit of quantum fuel, which is the warp quote-unquote fuel. Quantum is not actually space warp. It's just extremely fast engine speeds. It's like it's not unlike Starfield. There's a micro singularity being generated, creating a wormhole, but the singularity is inside the vessel, and the wormhole is outside of the vessel, and the vessel falls through the wormhole, the micro wormhole, and it's not quite even a wormhole. It's just a warping in the space that allows you to travel faster because the laws of physics are kind of bent. So that's the lore, and I'm putting that in quotes behind it. Travel between star systems is wormhole to wormhole travel, and there is actually wormhole jump points available. What the hell's going on here? It's not working. There we go. Sometimes it bugs a little bit. It's an alpha state game. It's going to happen. So you go through a wormhole from system to system. There are undiscovered systems coming into the game. Right now we have one star system. They have a second one that's on deck ready to be released with the next patch. Next big patch, 4.0. We're going to have base building. We are going to have multi-crew ships with full engineering gameplay. So you're in a combat situation and somebody shoots up your ship and your engines go offline. You're actually a player, or an AI player is going to have to go back and fix the engine, reroute the power, do all that stuff. It's an actual gameplay loop, not just I'm adjusting numbers and things on my dashboard in my ship. You literally have to go back and fix the instance of your engine is broken, fix the engine. There are several videos online right now on YouTube with the engineering gameplay featured from the CIG company who is developing the game. It's really exciting. They're going to have atmosphere inside the ships that can be vented outside the ship. You can get a hole punched in your ship and have vacuum inside. Hence why I wear a helmet and full armor and a flight suit at all times. Just precautionary. Not that it happens now, but if you're in the habit of doing it, you never have to develop the habit. It's already developed. So I've played a lot of space sims in my time, and my heart lives in space sims. My heart lives in space games. I'm a science fiction nerd from the word go. My mom was a Star Trek fan. My dad was a Star Wars fan. I got taken to the very first Star Wars movie in the movie theater with my dad. When it came out, we went to every movie thereafter until he died. He missed the premiere of Phantom Menace by 6 months. He died 6 months before Phantom Menace came out. And I went to every single movie premiere and sat in our normal seats where we would always sit, fifth row center, fifth row from the front, center seats, to watch every single movie since my dad passed. And that includes the crap Disney movies. I watched those because they had Star Wars on them, only because my dad and I, that was something we shared together. So I'm a Star Wars, Star Trek, science fiction nerd. So this scratches every itch I've ever gotten about playing, being in the future, flying spaceships around, living. It's more than just a story. It's life. I have to eat. I have to drink. I have to go to the doctor when I get hurt. So this is the front cargo deck here. There's several cargo decks in the Crusader ships. Cargo doors, I should say, not decks. This is the only cargo deck in the Crusader ship. And I'm thinking whether or not I want to go up and open up the front cargo deck, or if I just want to take it out the back. I think I'll open up the front cargo deck and put it in the other cargo elevator. So this is like a real life C-170 Hercules transport. I mean, it's got front and back access. This has a lot of design language that people would recognize in our military today. They'd go, oh yeah, I've seen a ship like that. I've ridden in an aircraft like that. So this is the front open. And there's a cargo elevator right there. So I can just... What the hell? Why can't I grab? You are kidding me. It's going to do this to me. I can't grab this? I love it. Bug Citizen strikes again. All right, so I'm going to get out of the exosuit, which is, by the way, brand new. Just got released. The exosuits are released. This is the cargo exosuit. The combat exosuit, a Titan suit, is going to be released soon. It's been on the books for a while, so we get to go into combat wearing a big heavy tank. I'm jazzed about that. Space Marine, yes, thank you. Super jazzed about that. And I played role-playing games like Traveler when I was a kid, tabletop role-playing games. I still play them with my friends, old school friends. We've been role-playing together since we were 8, 9 years old. 40 plus years. We still get together and play RPGs, tabletop RPGs, and our kids play. Now, their kids always at the table. We get together probably twice a month just to hang out whenever our schedules can coincide. And we still play tabletop RPGs. As a matter of fact, we're playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles campaign right now. We have a D&D campaign that we play, that we've played. I run a Monster Hunter International game based out of the Palladium system using Beyond the Supernatural. So people like the Monster Hunter universe. They love the Larry Correia books. So we play a game based on that, using the lore, the monsters, etc. So yeah, I'm a gamer, dude. I've been gaming for a long time. You probably have been gaming your whole life too. I was not lucky enough to be born after computers were a commonality in homes. I was born before that, and computers didn't become common in homes until I was already an adult. I had kids, and I got hooked quick. I mean, I was a console guy. I had Atari, I had Intellivision, I had a Pong system, I had a Sega system, I had a Nintendo system. I mean, I was a console guy for ages because that was the only way you could play video games until PCs came about, and PCs are my forte. I love PC gaming because you can do so much more with a PC than just game. Don't get me wrong. But the minute I got a PC, consoles kind of fell to the wayside. I stopped playing. The last console game I played was Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. That was back in the early late 90s when I played that. I played it in 98, 99, something like that. And I was a latecomer to the game, so people had already played it and beat it, and I was playing it and having a good old time, but computers were already a thing. I'd already been computer gaming for years. Ah, there you go. 44 years of age without home entertainment devices. Sir, you are Generation X, just so you know. And I salute you as a fellow member of said generation. I'm proud to be a child of the last feral children generation, just like you are. So, amen to that. But this game is far superior to, hold on, holster that, any other space sim I've played to this point. This game in particular, even with just the one space system, the technology is amazing. The art, the look is amazing. I mean, that's a Crusader ship. That has Crusader design language all over it. But if I go and look at a Drake ship, it's a completely different design language. It's got a completely different vibe. The cockpit's different. In fact, when I get home, I'll show it. When I get back to my home base, I'll show it to you. I'll show you a couple of ships so you can see the different design languages. If you have time, and I make it there in time, because it does take time to travel. Eight, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so confirm. Just checking myself. Okay, that completed my contract. So I got a completion and I got paid. Let's head back to all Crusader. I'm going to show you my show you what I mean by different design languages and different vibes and different looks on the inside. Give you a kind of a tour. It's my day. I'm off. I took the day off because my birthday was yesterday. And decided to take Thursday and Friday off, so I decided to stream on yesterday, and I was unfortunately impacted by the hurricane weather, and I still have tropical storm weather. I could lose my power, so if I disconnect, I'm going to reconnect again. It just, with a new stream. It will kill my stream. I'll have to do a new one. So let's get out of that. Now put it away. Now, I could have left it standing right there. It wouldn't have hurt anything. But, military, dude. I'm sorry. I'm ship shape. Got to have it wired tight and right. So I move it out of the way and put it over by the elevator. So this is, again, this is the Crusader design language. You're going to see a lot of curves. You're going to see a lot of, like, modern aircraft, modern military aircraft. Borrowing elements from that. There's the Starship elements, of course, you know, airlocks and all that other stuff. They're automatic. I don't have to push a button. I just walk up and they just automatically open. And, you know, if I wanted to do this, outside view. Yeah, stow that shit. Exactly. Good sailor. Excellent. You were probably probably a Marine. If I had to guess. Maybe Army. Because squids never hesitate to hassle other squids. Request departure?
Executing now.
You are clear to launch.
So, looking out behind me. Just going to... track my landing gear. Okay, that checks. I'm in VTOL mode, folded the wings, so I have, that's the VTOL jets pointed down. Once they get full flight physics involved, and there will be flight physics involved, there's going to be flight surfaces, you're going to have ailerons, you're going to have full control surfaces on every ship, including the non-atmospheric flight surfaces, which is going to be actuating thrusters. And once they do flight physics, these thrusters, these downward thrusters, this VTOL is going to be essential for a ship to hover. It will be able to hover. It will just damage the bottom thrusters. I mean, they're going that far into the detail. That's a city right there. That is Lorville. That is rendered full city right now. I fly down to the city. There is no loading screen. I can fly directly to that city without rendering, without flying in quantum, and that city is fully rendered right now. There are players in that city. There are NPCs in that city. But I'm going to take you to my city, my home city, Orison. Let's do that. It's going to be over here. Get back into main view. Let's get into quantum. There's Crusader. Crusader's where Orison is located. That's Crew L1, dude. I don't want Crew L1. And this is tweaky sometimes. Crew L2. No. I have to do it through the Moby Glass and map it direct. So sometimes the quantum points overlap, and you need to go into your map, and you need to pull out a little bit and then target exactly where you want to go. I want to go to the planet of Crusader, not to the quantum points outside of Crusader. I want to go to the planet itself right there. And I hit route. Now that locks out any other quantum point in my path, and it gives me a direct shot at Crusader. You notice all the quantum beacons, all the other ones disappeared. So that's the advantage of knowing the system. I'm going to jump. So that is quite literally in scale in the game, 31.9 million meters away, 31.8. I am transitioning at a very high speed across the system, rendering as I go. This only, if I had enough fuel and enough time, I could fly 31.2, 31.1 million meters in this ship. It would take me forever. So I'm using the quantum to give me the speed boost. It just gets me there quickly. This is a solar system. This is not a star system. So Crusader's one planet in a solar system. Hurston is one planet in a solar system. So if I look at the map, we currently only have, let's look at the map. This is one solar system. That's Styanton. That's the solar system. There's the sun, planet 1, planet 2, planet 3, planet 4. 4 planets. Umpteen Lagrange points. Each planet has an average of 1 to 5. There's no planet with just one moon, but most have 3 or 4. Some have 5. There's stations all over each moon. Each one is generated now in real time. It is not rendered for me, but it is generated. It is active on this server. So if I choose to stop now and fly over to a different place, as I approach, it will render in for me, but it's already active. There are players on that planet. There are players on that moon. There are players in that city. There are players in that station. There are NPCs that are in there. If there's no players, the NPCs go,